All right, I am live and in full effect, everybody. So, my name is LeAnne Dolce. I am a certified self care strategist, the owner and proprietor of Wake Up Happy Sis. You see it up there. Um, and today I'm just doing an Ask Me Anything session. So, you get to ask me anything you want to know. We could talk about my anthology project that's coming up. We can talk about the Wake Up Happy Sis show. We can talk about self-care, wellness, boundaries, self-love, empathetic leadership. Nothing is off limits. So, I'm going to be on here for about 15, 20 minutes unless nobody has anything, and then then I get to go home early. So, y'all tell me what you want to talk about and let's talk. This is a chance for you to get to know a little bit more about LeAnne Dolce, a little bit more about Wake Up Happy Sis, and all things in between. So, if not, I'll just kind of continue to talk for the next 15 minutes or so. All right, so I'll just talk until people have questions. This is an Ask Me Anything session. Okay. Now, obviously, keep it clean. Keep it respectful. We're not going to get disrespectful or anything like that, but that's what we're doing today. Let me set up my TikTok so people on TikTok. How I get my round eyes to give off a more. You're doing the most, man. You hear them over there doing the most? This is what we're going to do because this is real time stuff that we do here. We do real time, live and live in color. In the chat, you can ask me anything. So ask me some questions. Respectfully. Let's keep it respectful. Because sometimes people get a little crazy on these internet streets, on Beyonce's good internet. They get to acting a fool. So, what's going on? How are you? You got a question today? Today it's open season. Go ahead and ask. How are you doing today? Tonya. How are you doing? Hopefully you are doing well today. Hey, everybody on TikTok. I don't know what's going on with my Instagram because before I had people strolling through. And now I feel like they're shadow banning me or something. I don't know what's going on because nobody's coming in to my Instagram. They're not showing up like they were before. So we don't have to fix that because I don't know what's going on with you, Instagram, but don't play with me. Don't play with me today. So, while I'm waiting for questions, um, I'll tell you about me. Hey, Toya. Hey, sweet T88. If you guys, we're doing an Ask Me Anything session. So you get to ask this beautiful bald head anything you want to know. Yes, Facebook user, can you go in and can you put your name in there so that I can address you by name because it just says Facebook user. If you sign up with StreamYard, it's free, then I'll be able to see your name. But my name is LeAnne Dolce. I'm a self-care strategist and I'm your chief self-love officer. My platform is all about helping high-achieving Black women live happy, healing, and fulfilling lives. Hey, Ebony, thank you for joining and tuning in. But my platform is all about helping high-achieving Black women live happy, healing, and fulfilling lives by learning how to take their own self-care and wellness into their own hands, by putting themselves first, by healing from past trauma that is turned into personality characteristics, limiting beliefs, limitations that we place on ourselves. Hey, sunshine. And I do that I have a radio show. It's called the Wake Up Happy Sis Show. We go live every Monday and Thursday at 10 a.m. Eastern on KCCR Cityscape Radio. I also have wakeuphappysis.com, which is my website. That's where you can learn a little bit more about who I am and what I do. And then I also have an anthology project that I'm working on right now with a beautiful batch of women. And it's called Gumbo for the Black Woman's Soul. Because to me, gumbo is one of the ultimate soul foods and the ultimate comfort foods that I grew up with. And this book is going to be just that for our sisters, a way for us to help heal each other because we have to have each other's back. We can't continue with this I'm against her, she's against me. At this point, we got to come together. We got to rebuild the Black community, and that starts with Black women. We are the foundation. Not saying Black men are not a part of that foundation. They are a very important part of that foundation, but we have to start with us. Well, thank you, Ebony. And thank you for being here. If you have any other questions, feel free to toss them at me. I am a certified wellness coach. My areas are trauma, healing through your trauma, okay, boundary setting, self love, empathetic leadership. Those are really the areas that I'm most passionate about. So, was I a single parent? Yes, I was. Was is a word because my daughter is now grown. She is 33 years old. I am a proud grandmother. We don't call me that though. We call me Tutu. Okay, we don't call me grandma. We call me Tutu. I'm a proud Tutu of an almost 13-year-old grandson. So it's very interesting that my daughter's 20 years younger than me. Her son is 20 years younger than her. Um, and she's a fabulous fucking woman. And I love her and I respect her to death. And thank you, Ebony, for being here to support. We need all the support we can get. As Black women, we have to love, support, and hold each other, hold space for one another, right? And we don't always have that. So, Wake Up Happy Sis is really a network of services, of community, and of events that I'll be putting on. So, I'm working on Wake Up Happy Sis Live, which is going to be our very first multi day summit, virtual summit. Um, and then also retreats. So, my goal is to help us have experiences around the world that can help bring us closer to ourselves as we learn about other cultures, as we learn about ourselves, and have wellness retreats around the world. That's my goal. That's what I'm working towards. And that's my platform. So, Tanya's asking, what did I do to keep the connection with my children? Because her children have disconnected from her. So, for me specifically, what I did was my daughter, because she's grown, there was always the separation of friendship and motherhood, right? So, I was her mother first. But I tried to be understanding and give her space to make her own mistakes, to not try to force her into what I see for her. I've never tried to do that. I've always encouraged her to be her own woman. I encouraged and I led by example. So she saw me working hard. She saw me doing all the things that I needed to do to make sure she had what she had. We may not have had everything, but she never went hungry. She never went cold. We was never homeless. We have a very tight knit family, right? So she grew up with what technically are my cousins, but since they're all her age, um, that's who she grew up with. And I made sure that we kept that connection tight. And now my daughter can talk to me about anything. I do not judge her, right? And I'm here to support her in anything that she wants to do. So, how I kept that connection was I fought for that connection because there was a time when she didn't tell me anything. She told my aunt everything, and I had to hear a third party. But that's teenagers, right? That's usually how they are. But as an adult, you have to respect them as an adult. I respect her as an adult. I do not try to get in the way of her parenting her child like you see some parents do. That's not my business. Now, if she's wrong, I will correct her. I will give her my opinion and I will let her know. And we can have a discussion about it because she's a whole adult. She does not need me to save her. She does not need me to run her life for her, which I refuse to do because I raised my children. So I gave her all the tools that she needed so that she could be a successful human. And she has so much integrity. She has so much love and she works so hard. She would work at one point. I told her I needed her to stop working so much because she was working 3 jobs at one time. Right. My little lips just looking chapped. Where's my little lip gloss? Because y'all ain't going to have me out here with chapped lips. Okay. Looking real stank. We don't do that. Hold on one second. Let me get a little color on my lips. Ooh, that feels so much better. I feel so much, once you put a little lippy on, you just feel so much better. This is what I would say, Tanya. Try to open that door, right? But one, we also have to look at our actions. Now, am I a fan of gentle parenting? No. Were there aspects, because I believe if kids are wrong, they need to be disciplined. I whoop ass. I whooped my kids, but I didn't really have to whoop her a lot because what do you call it? I don't know if look, I was young and I'm not telling you what I did was right. Okay. I do not believe in gentle parenting because for every child. I think that may work with some children, but I don't think it works with all. I whooped my children's ass when it called for it. But I was not overly abusive. You get a little pop on the ass or whatever, boom, keep it moving. That's how I was raised. I ain't die. I'm a good human being. I care about people. I'm respectful and I'm to be respected. So, but I also gave her the opportunity to have a voice in things that pertain to her. Right? So if that is how your child sees you, and how old is your child now? I assume that your son is an adult. What I would say is try to open that door. If you want a relationship, it has to be something you are willing to fight for. You have to be willing to fight for that relationship and understand that their healing may take time and it may not happen in the time that you want it. But that doesn't mean it's not worth it. And it doesn't mean that you cannot rebuild the love, the trust that may have been lost because we're young and we do what we think is right. But you can't negate his feelings or his thoughts on how he experienced you as a parent. Take ownership of it, take accountability for it, but also make sure they're taking accountability and ownership for their actions and how they acted. And see if there's a door that you can open for your son. Well, I mean, and I get it. So for those over here, so Tanya said he was a little bit of a troublemaker. He used to lie and steal in school and then bring her into it. But he's an adult now. So you have the choice of do you want to have that relationship or not? If not, you can literally wash your hands of it and know that you did your best, right? If I've done my best, I do not continue to beat myself up about the outcome because I did my best. If I was wrong, I can stand up and apologize and admit that I was wrong. I can admit my shortcomings. Sometimes people aren't willing to do that. That goes a long way towards helping bridge that gap or help mend that relationship. So I get that you're mentally exhausted. But if you want it, you have to fight for it. Just like with anything else. Nothing Things aren't always going to come to us easy. But if he's worth the fight, then try. If not, and you know you've done all that you can do, it's okay to walk away from that. I'm not going to sit and stress over something that I know I've tried to fix. And I put my hand out. I apologize for my part. Sometimes people want you to apologize for their part and your part. I'm never going to do that. I will apologize for what I did, for who I am. Not, well, let me correct that. I will never apologize for who I am, because who I am, I'm unapologetically me about it. But if I've done something to hurt somebody else, I can apologize for that. I can say I was wrong, and I can try to correct and do better. That's it. That's where I leave it. Then that's your choice, right? Is to let them go on with their lives. It's 100% okay to do that, because they may come back around to you. Just be open. If and when they do come back around to you, be open to the conversation. Let go of the anger and the hurt that you're feeling, and be open to them coming back to you. But realize we all have boundaries. So there are boundaries that you can set within the confines of any relationship: parent child, lovers, friends, spouses, adult parent to your, like adult parent to parents, right? Adult child to parent. There are boundaries that you need to set in all of those areas. But you first have to start with the boundary with yourself. What will you and will you not accept? Understanding who you are, your limitations, your faults, your good, your bad, and your ugly characteristics. Some of us aren't willing to do that work sometimes because it's too painful. We've been through a lot of trauma, and this may not be the time for us to address that. But the longer you wait, the longer you wait, the longer you wait, you're just burying who you really are inside. And when we want to live a happy, healing, and fulfilling life, we have to let go of all the hurt, all the anger, all of the things that people sometimes have left us with, or our choices have left us with. We're not going to blame everybody else for all the bad things that have happened in our life. Sometimes it's others, sometimes it's us, and the choices that we made. And we have to be okay with that, right? We have to be okay with that. Any other questions? Do you guys have any questions over here on TikTok? I'm talking to y'all too. This is an Ask Me Anything session. Now is the time to ask me anything you want to know. What do you want to know about LeAnne, about Wake Up Happy Sis, about self-care and wellness? And why is my Facebook not connecting? There we go. You can ask me anything you want to know. Well, while we're waiting to see if somebody else has a question, I'll tell you about the new anthology project that we have coming up. All right. So when did I start this journey? That's kind of hard to pinpoint what was the exact defining moment that moved me into this space. But I can tell you this: I was coming out of college. So I'm in my 30s, right? I'm out of college. Um, I'm morbidly obese. I was I was like 270, 270, 280. I was faking happy. I was going to fake it till I make it. And there were happy moments in my life, but overall, I was not happy. I was always worried about what other people thought of me, how I would be judged, of not being liked, not being loved, not being whatever, because of things that have happened in my past. And I realized I didn't want to live that existence anymore. I was tired of living for other people's approval. I was tired of faking happiness. I was tired of not being able to express myself when I felt like I was being done wrong. I was always the one that was going to, it's okay. I can handle it. I was always the strong one, always the foundation, right? I didn't want to live that existence anymore because it wasn't a true depiction of who I am as a person. I was not living my truth. What I was living was I was living my pain and I was living my fear and I was living this hidden existence. LeAnne was in here, and most people that would see would be Alexis. Alexis is now,
Sorry, I don't know that one.
okay. Alexis is is a part of my personality. I do not have split personality disorder, anything like that, but it's the part of my personality that comes out.
I missed something.
When
Can you say it again?
pause, somebody asked her to get in it, but she is the part of my personality that comes out when I feel more shy, when I feel more reserved, when I feel scared. So that because I still have to get things done. So I've learned how to front different parts of my personality to help. I'm what's called an ambivert. I'm an extroverted introvert. I'm an introvert by nature. That came from being bullied. That came from being scared to be myself. That came from me being fat. Now I'm still a big girl, but a bitch can't tell me nothing. Okay? Can't tell me nothing. Because I'm not here to please anybody. I am here to live for me first, to make sure that I'm okay, because I have people that rely on me. And if I'm not okay, I can't make sure they're okay. Right? So, I can't give you a year. So I used to have seizures, so I can never pinpoint things to a year. All I can tell you, I was in my 30s, my early 30s. I had gastric bypass surgery, so I'm down to about roughly 200, right? Um, I've been smaller, I've been larger, right? So I got to a point in my life where I had to make a decision. It didn't take for me to hit rock bottom for me to know I needed to make a change, but that was my lowest point for me, right? That I realized, hey, something's wrong. I need help and I can't do this by myself. That was the difference. That's what it was. I can't pinpoint a specific thing, but you just know when that voice on the inside, that child who's been hurt is calling out to you that says, I can't take this anymore. I want to live a happy and to really be happy. I was always trying to tie my happiness up into other people, relationships, sexual partners, friendships, and relying on those things to try and make me happy when the only person who can make me happy is me. Others can compliment me, but they cannot make me happy. They can add to my happiness, but I don't give anybody control over that anymore. Yes, what is your defining breaking point? That's going to be different for every person. Once you know what your lowest is, your breaking point, to where you will do damn near anything to come up out of that, you have to start living a mindful existence. And that means being aware of who you are, what your triggers are, so that you know as you're healing, healing is a journey. Let's start by there. Healing is not a destination, it is a journey. Just like they say, when you're a drug addict, you're always a drug addict in recovery, because something can happen that might be able to snap you back to it. Something can trigger you that will bring you back to feeling like that scared little girl or little boy. But this healing journey teaches you and teaches me and teaches us how to be mindful, how to understand what our triggers are, how to address them, how to fight through them and head into the storm so that we get through it faster. Sit with those feelings, process those feelings, but do not get lost in those feelings. Right? So when I help people, my goal is to help you get through that storm faster. We head into the storm. We don't head away from the storm because then it comes up on you by surprise, sneak attacks, and it will overcome you. But when you head into the storm, you're going with intention, with purpose, with clarity, with tools to help you navigate through that storm and get through it that much faster. So I hope that answered your questions. We've got about 3-4 more minutes before I'm going to hop off. I'm going to try and do this every Saturday. So if you have any questions, you can definitely feel free to come on over, ask me some questions, come and chat with me because I'm here to help you. I'm here for you, and I can't help you if you don't let me help you, right? You gotta let me help you. Let's see in the group if there's anybody that has any questions. Nope. So if there are no other questions, the next morning session, there'll be every Saturday. So it'll be Saturdays at noon Eastern. Yes. You're talking about the radio show. So the next episode of the Wake Up Happy Sis show does not come on this week. So it's a live show. It'll be a replay this Monday because we're in the middle between seasons. So we're still planning and strategizing and getting our next season. So the next live session will not be this Monday. It will be next Monday. So 2 Mondays from now, which will be April 11th. No, let me make sure. April 8th. April 8th will be our next show. It's either the 8th or the 18th, 15th, I mean. But I think it's the 8th. It's the 8th or the 15th, one of those 2 weeks. But you'll start seeing the promos for the new season coming out before that day. And it's a live show, y'all, 10 a.m. Eastern. So you want to make sure that you head on over to wakeuphappysis.com. You can access the show link from there. Get on our mailing list so that you'll be notified when the show drops. Follow us on social media. We broadcast on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, on the radio station KCCR Cityscape Radio, as well as here on TikTok. So with that, I'm going to head out because it's Saturday. I got some work to do, and I'm trying to get out and enjoy this beautiful weather that we're having here in Georgia. So just take some trips. They can be local. It don't have to be a faraway place, Tanya. Just start by going somewhere. Get your body used to going somewhere new. You can have a staycation in a hotel, in an Airbnb. Doesn't have to be far or fancy. Do little things to help you love on you. So, I want to thank y'all for joining me over here and to Instagram. I love y'all, and I'll be back next Saturday with another Ask LeAnne Anything session. So, y'all have a wonderful day. Boop. See y'all later.